Great. We are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this Friday's Coach's Corner. Let's hope my internet stays effective and we're working. So I just wanted to do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Penny Hounsome. I'm a holistic health and lifestyle coach, and together with Coach Lisa Balsdon, we host this group. Plus, we co-own our Lux Life coaching and retreats programs. So, and then we have, of course, all the kind of coaching programs that you could possibly want, from top end to low end and everything in between. So this is where we want to always be giving back to the community and helping you out. So for those of you who are new to the community, we want to say welcome. We know we have a lot of new people and we're super excited about that, to be able to share what we know with you. And one of the things we want to talk about today is why we keep falling off the wagon. And we hear this all the time with our clients or people who are in our community, just women in general. I mean, I've done it too. And it always comes from a professional standpoint. As an ex-athlete, we go on season, off season, on training season, off training season. So when, it takes it to a different level of, on the wagon, off the wagon sort of thing. And I know it's this statement that everybody uses, like, well, I need to get back on track. Well, I fell off the wagon. Well, it was the holiday. It was summer. It was the weekend. My best friend got married. Whatever the case may be. We understand that from a standpoint of trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, when you're looking at it from a time commitment, like a timeline of most people do this, and this is where the psychology comes behind it, and this is why I do the mindset work with our clients, and we build the mindset work into all of our programs, because this is a missing piece. Majority of the time, people are like, oh, I'll just do a diet, or I'll just work out for this time frame, or I need to get ready for a holiday. Oh, I want to fit into that dress. Oh, summer's coming. But then fall happens, and it's always that, oh, like I fell off the wagon, I'll get back on track. So when we look at the psychology of that, and we look at the subconscious behavior, because that's my specialty and my expertise of what I do, when we look at that, most people will give themselves an automatic out before they even get started, right? So I had this conversation with somebody, and they're like, well, I'm trying. Okay, but that implies that you already have given yourself a way out of committing to what you believe that you want, which comes into, what do you really believe? And it also comes into, what is it that you want to commit to for yourself, right? So when you say, I am committed to a healthy lifestyle, you have to understand what that looks like for you. Everybody's going to be different. When I coach my clients, when Coach Lisa has her clients, we're looking to put you at an optimal level of health, so that you're looking at a complete lifestyle. And that includes everything, right down to the relationships that you have with other people. Because depending on what kind of relationships that you have with other people really depends on what kind of success that you have. So if you're looking at, in a way, the circle of people who you most hang out with, if they're people who are negative, complaining, never moving forward, want to stay in the whole good old days, complain like, oh, menopause is a problem. No, it's not, by the way. Those symptoms, everybody has them, but they're not normal. They're common, but not normal, right? So if you're in that circle of your support, you're able to make excuses for yourself, okay? So when we look at, why do we continually fall on, fall off? So what happens is, majority of the time, most people will look at what they're looking to do, meal plan, working out, getting in shape. They have a timeline in their head. They don't want to admit they have a timeline, but they have a timeline. They're like, oh, I'm just going to do this for 6 months. I'm going to do this for 3. It's just going to take me a couple of weeks, and I'll get back on track. But here's the thing. If you don't believe it on a subconscious level, whatever you do isn't going to stick. Okay, so whatever emotional blocks that you have already set up for yourself, and excuses that you've already integrated into your subconscious, then what's going to happen is you're just going to allow yourself to, like, on the very first moment that it's inconvenient to prep your food, go work out, drink your water, go to bed early, whatever the case may be, at that very first moment, you're going to be like, oh, well, it's okay. I can do it later. Oh, it's okay. So if it's a bit, it's okay. I can fall off I can restart. But here's the thing. When you allow yourself that thought process, you're never going to get to the goal that you really thought that you wanted. So when we look at goals, majority of the time, they're usually not big enough, right? So what happens is if your goal is like really small and, you know, it's simplified, you're not committed to that because it's not a big enough change. Or whatever in that goal that you're not really in alignment with, then you're not going to succeed because it's not in alignment to what you believe and it's not in alignment to what you really want. So this is where, when it comes to making this mental shift, if you're not understanding about why you do what you do, if you haven't addressed the self-sabotaging behavior, like what your core beliefs are, what are your current beliefs, what is it that you imagined for yourself? How is it that you get in touch with who you are? And if you're not in alignment on an emotional level and a physical level, that creates the problem. That creates an automatic excuse to allow you to get out of whatever it is you want to do. Right? So when you say, I'm trying, well, I want to, you have to look at the verbiage to what you're actually saying to yourself and to others. Okay, so first and foremost, it's you. You have to be committed to what you want, and then you have to also find a community of support so that you're actually moving forward with a group of people who are like-minded. And this is really a key factor. When you're looking to grow, you can't do it from a place where you're spinning around in a circle. So when we talk about falling off the wagon, or, you know, I'll get back on track, it's literally, legitimately just an excuse that you're giving yourself. And that's okay. So this is where the trick is, and this is one thing that you can do, is be honest. Write it on a piece of paper, look at yourself in the mirror, whatever the case may be. If you're sitting there going, I just don't want to. I don't want to do it right now. I don't know how to do it. I'm not committed to doing it. That is more honest than saying, I'm trying. Because this is what I find with a lot of people in the past, people I've worked with, and they're grudgingly coming to like train, do whatever they're doing with me, whether it's training, coaching, yoga, whatever, and they're grudgingly doing it. You're not making gains on a physical level when you've got a mental, emotional block. So first and foremost, you got to find out, why do you have an emotional block? What's holding you back? So for a lot of times too, we want to look at the other option is, one of course is being honest with yourself. And the other one is also, are you tied to the story that you tell yourself? And a lot of people will do this. And it really comes down to, you're not stuck in the situation. You're stuck in the story that you're telling. Okay, so for an example, well, you know, I couldn't work out. My kids had this and I have to drive them everywhere and I'm so busy. There's the busy badge again, which is just another excuse. Oh, I have to do this. I have no help. Whatever the case may be. Insert because I can't. Anytime you say because, take that word because out and put in excuse. Because if it was your life or death and you had to do it, and for some people it is, medically, some people it is, making that change is in fact going to improve their health levels so much. So it can then be life or death for some people. But every time you say the word, well, because, it's really excuse. Now, I understand that nobody likes to hear that and it's really harsh words, but it's very honest. And this is where I want to get everybody to, is that level of honesty with yourself. Now, you may be like, I'm just not ready to do it right now, but I know I need to. So then there comes the mental shift. So then this mental shift becomes, am I stuck in the actions? Am I stuck in the situation? Or am I stuck in the story that I keep telling myself? So if you change the story, you change the situation, right? So this is where I want you guys to ask yourself, when you think about your goals, and you can comment below, post below, you guys know what to do, hit the love button, hit the like button so it stays up in the feed. When it comes to your goals, are they big enough to be committed to? I'll share with you guys my goal, with the help of Coach Lisa, of course, decided that after 16 years of retirement that I'm going to try for the Ironman. Been out for 16 years. So whatever I did back then doesn't count. I mean, I know what to do. I'm a triathlon and a marathon coach, so that's cool. Can write up a program for a 3-year program in like 3.5 seconds. But it's the commitment, because the goal is big enough. So every single day, what I need to do on a lower level, something like just to prep, is completely different than what I'm going to do in 2 years' time in order to do the Ironman in 3 years. But the goal is big. So the commitment is big. So that means without fail, I have to do what I have to do on a day-to-day level, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Is your goal big enough for you to be committed to? That's 1. 2, are you being honest with where you really want to be? 3, are you stuck in the story that you keep telling yourself? So these are some of the reasons why we get stuck with the falling off the wagon. Because on a subconscious level, and reframing in the mindset, reframing the things we tell ourselves makes a massive difference. So guys, I'm going to leave that with you. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. If you've got stories that you want to share, something that you know that will help other people in this group, absolutely, please post them below. And if you want to if you're looking to get back on, you guys saw our post about carb cycling. We have that. That's a free guide that you guys can access. It's posted in the group. And we're also running our 7-day no sugar challenge for September. Also, I believe we posted that in the group. So click on that. It's all automated, so you can start anytime and finish anytime. And the no sugar challenge is actually quite fun, easy to do, and it's only 7 days. So it's good. So guys, that is me for today for Coach's Corner. I apologize for being a little bit late. The day got away with me, but I wanted to show up because that's what we do. We show up. Guys, have a great Friday night.